Right, yeah, guys and girls, welcome back for another video. Now, I wouldn't say it's a request or anything, but I thought I'd actually tackle this as well. For pollution talks, little sort of talks on it. Now, I got a message not long ago, someone saying, what about Bristol? About all the pollution that goes on, and the cars and banning cars and all that kind of stuff. About what their plans are. Okay, So what I'm looking at the moment, where is it? No, thank you. I don't right. Let's open this one a minute. Anyway, so on the 5th of, let's have a look. Is this the 5th? This was done, I think, the 5th. Let's have a look. I don't. 5th, Bristol Clean Air. Okay. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to get done, but I'm going to be doing them in various different episodes. Right, so I'm looking at the moment on plans, no, not that one, no, where is it? More deaths in Bristol, apparently. This is by Bristol Live, by the Bristol Post, .co.uk, so that's just almost down here where we live. Says here, more deaths in Bristol from pollution than car crashes. Ooh. In Bristol, a big city, quite close to us, because we're in sort of like the western area. Oh. There we go. Anyway, so I just had my dinner and all that, guys and girls. But yeah, anyway, so it's 6:30 now, 6:30. And it's, what's this done? This was done on the 5th of February 2020, so that was 3 days going back, by the Bristol Post website. Says here, more deaths in Bristol from pollution than car crashes. Centre for Cities report finds Marlborough Street is the most polluted road in Bristol. I might have to go over there, right? I might have to go to Marlborough Street in the next coming weeks. So I'll probably do a sort of a talks on that. I think we'll do that, won't we? Go over there, we'll do all sort of talks on it, a bit of a news thing on it, because apparently says Marlborough Street is the most polluted road in Bristol, and actually, I wouldn't doubt that very much, because yes, it probably most likely is because of all the cars coming in and out. I mean, if you got more cars going up and down every streets and all that, all the street and stuff like, and there's loads of them, and it's quite busy and packed. It says here, more people are dying in Bristol due to long-term exposure. Well, long-term means because they've been living in Bristol City now probably since they were born, or probably not born, or something like that. But it says here, more people are dying in Bristol due to long-term exposure to toxic pollution than in traffic accidents. New research has revealed people in the southwest largest cities are now 16 times more likely to die from inhaling poisonous air than in a car crash, according to the study by independent think tank Centre for Cities. Bristol is among the worst, ranking third on the list. Bloody hell, Bristol among the worst, ranking third on the list after Swindon and Gloucester with the proportion. So I suppose Gloucester would be like number one. Jesus. So that's quite something. Gloucester being like the most polluted, and then coming like in second is Swindon, and then you got Bristol, which is like sort of third. With proportion of deaths related to deadly toxins, PM 2.5 at 5.1% of all deaths in the city. 288 people in just 1 year. Marlborough Street is the most polluted road in Bristol, and runs right past the Bristol Royal Infirmary. Jesus. So it runs past. The road in Bristol runs right past the Bristol Royal Infirmary. That's basically the main hospital. So that is kind of dangerous. If all those toxins are just going all the way along there, and it's probably if the hospital's windows are open in the summer and they got all that, think how much all those toxins are going in there, into the main hospital, just to actually poison them. That's really bad. And it's because we've got cars with pollution in them, in the actual carbon emissions in the actual car itself, or carbon dioxide, which is actually poison to the stomach and to the throat and going into the human body and just killing all the cells off and all that. And you guys and girls want to ride your cars through Bristol and just intoxicate everybody. Get off your lazy asses. Rather than driving a car, right? Get off your lazy asses, get a bicycle and ride through there. Actually, I think more roads actually should be having bicycle lanes now. There should be more of a much easier way for bicycles to go round. I know they were trying it in London a while back, because I mean London is the biggest place now where loads of cyclists actually cycle now. There's more people in London using bicycles than anything now in London. Levels of PM 2.5 are currently legal in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, despite breaking the World Health Organisation's air pollution guidelines. So do you know what they should do? Is ban PM 2.5. That's what they should. They should make that illegal to use for toxins and shit. Health Organisation's air pollution guidelines, transport emissions released by wood-burning stoves and coal fires are mostly to blame, according to Centre for Cities. However, not all the pollution is locally generated. Some of the poisonous air in the south of England is blown in from continental Europe. So basically, the EU are getting it from the European countries, are basically bringing all their toxins into our country and killing us as well. So that's quite nice of them. Literally, we've left the EU now. We're going to be getting back on track with this Brexit thing, almost done and finished. Probably at the end of December, the 31st next year, of this year, not next year, of this year, 2020. And then we could get our country back. And then we could start putting these new regulations in. Bloody cold, I got a cold there as well. Don't worry, guys and girls, I haven't got the Kronos bloody flu yet. Not yet, I haven't, because I don't think there's anyone down here at the moment. Hopefully not. Right. However, not all the pollution is locally generated. Some of the poisonous air in the south of England is blown from continental Europe. Centre for the City is now calling for local authority leaders to do more and for national government to provide extra funding to help regional councils, according to Bristol Live's sister website, Business Live. More than half of the people in the UK live in the cities and large towns, said Andrew Carter, Chief Executive of Centre for Cities. And while they offer more people good employment and lifestyle opportunities in the cities, Outlook 2020 shows that they also have a damaging effect on their health, with air pollution killing thousands of people living in the cities every year. The politicians often talk tough on addressing air pollution, but we need to see more action. Well, we do, guys and girls. Then there's all these politicians, what they want to do is just to sit in their little commons room, right, and then go into the little bars there and all that. They always have these like little alcoholic bars or stuff where you can get beverages and stuff, get drunk on the taxpayers and money, when they should be actually out there doing something. Instead of sitting down on their asses all day long, do something. That's what you need to do. You need to get off your lazy asses, use a bicycle, like Boris Johnson's been doing. He cycles pretty much everywhere. He used to cycle everywhere. I think he still does. And then just cycles everywhere and then has the less pollution. He's actually polluting less carbon himself. Oh, Boris Johnson. So good for him. I mean, everywhere he used to go around cycling on his bicycle because he knew that basically saving the planet by actually just getting on his legs, on his hind legs, and cycling his legs like I've been doing. I've been cycling everywhere. I've been cycling today on my mountain bike with actually my electric mountain bike. And I'll tell you what, it's much easier. And I could put loads of shopping on there. I put quite a bit of shopping on there. 2 days going back, or 3 days in a row now. I've been doing some shopping and that for the last 3 days. On and off, just getting bits and bobs and then putting them into my little pannier bags. And then just basically cycling back home. Simple, done. I mean, you don't need a big massive boot or a box or anything. Just put them on your bags and or put them on the handlebars and just take them home with you that way. Simple as. Or if you're going to work, just cycle to work more often. There's a lot of people out there who are cycling to work now. And actually, I applaud the hell out of you guys and girls as well. You're doing a great job, so just keep the good fight going. Politicians often talk tough on addressing air pollution, but we need to see more action. People in the southwest should be at the centre of the fight against its toxic air. Council should take the steps needed, including charging people to drive in city centres and banning wood-burning stoves. Definitely right there, guys and girls, and it should work this year. They should actually implement it for 2020. Bristol City Council is already working to combat pollution in the city and approved its clean air plans at the end of last year. The council has proposed a controversial inner city ban on private diesel vehicles. I think, to be honest, it should be on all petrol and all diesel cars, and actually make charge them extra money. So look, you want to come in to the city, you're going to pay a big hefty fine and all that. Not a fine, but a hefty amount of price to come in to the city. Contribution, basically. Which would operate between 7 a.m. The council has proposed a controversial inner city ban on private diesel vehicles, which would operate between 7 a.m. 3 p.m. each day, and a clean air zone, CAZ, which polluting commercial vehicles would be charged to enter 24/7. The council says it's currently refining its plans while it awaits feedback from the government. Bristol Mayor Marvin Rees wrote in a recent blog, "We are making good progress on refining the plans and hope to be able to flesh out more of the details in the next couple of months." So, we know that the menu to the government. We know that the menu of the options made available to us by the government don't give us much flexibility, but our plans for charging zones for non-compliant commercial vehicles and a small area ban for privately owned diesel cars meant that we could meet the government directive of achieving compliance quest, but also having the least impact on low-income households. This is a very complex project, and we are working with the government because it's vital that we get it right. This will take time, but ultimately the priority for us is to meet the legal direction of delivering air quality compliance over the shortest period of time. So there we go. So they're trying their best, but unfortunately it's not as good as they keep saying. I mean, they should start really hard this year, guys and girls. Really hard this year. Anyway, so what do you guys and girls think? Do you think they should just ban the cars straight off and say to them, look, if you want a car, right, then just walk into the city. Either get a train from where you live, go and get a train, and then go straight through to your work that way. And then you keep coming back and stuff. I mean, obviously, they're going to have to make the trains cheaper. To be honest, if you're on an electric train, it shouldn't cost very much, because it's only using electric, obviously, and it's going through up and down, but it's saving you a hell of a lot of pollution costs on the pollution itself. Think how much money it is polluting the air, how much toxins you're using, and how much stuff is actually trying to basically get rid of the pollution out there. That's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than the electric trains will, or maybe even electric bikes, for instance. A little bit of a charging not put on that, and that would actually help the electric companies out as well, and get them like more into like sort of using their electric and stuff. So I mean, it helps both ways. You're basically depollution the air and all polluting the air, depolluting the air, and then you're also basically going all sort of green energy, which everybody should be doing about now anyway. It's 2020, guys and girls, so just get used to it and sort of get your minds together and try and help this planet before it dies. I mean, we've probably got the next 10 years at the most to get everything done now. It's got to be done within the next 10 years. Otherwise, you're going to say bye-bye to this planet of ours. But anyway, guys and girls, cheers for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode.